And we're starting off with some big breaking news that's coming in. Sources have told India Today that Prime Minister Modi will be addressing the nation for the fourth time on coronavirus and on the lockdown. Now, this address is expected later this week. This has come to light ahead of the Prime Minister's crucial meeting with chief ministers today. Remember, that meeting will happen and we'll see suggestions by chief ministers over the lockdown implementation, over the containment status and possibly also the strategy after May 3rd. The chief ministers will also brief the Prime Minister on the ground reality, and later this week, sources telling us that the Prime Minister will be addressing the nation, perhaps giving us a sense of what we can expect post May 3rd. Rahul Srivastava is joining us with more details on this. Rahul, this was expected that the Prime Minister would hold an address before May 3rd to really tell the nation what his government plans.
Akshita, when we were speaking earlier in the earlier bulletin, I had mentioned that given the kind of picture which is emerging, given that there is still what is being called a speck of light as far as the dark tunnel is concerned, that the cases are still coming, the rate is pretty high, the number of deaths recorded is being pretty high. The Prime Minister has all the ICMR and other medical studies and the statistics and the surveillance reports coming in. Now, what the Prime Minister's decision will depend on the closer to the end of the deadline on May 3rd, where the Prime Minister will assess the picture and weigh it with the demands of the various states. Now, there are some states which are better in terms of having contained the virus, or also their infrastructure on the ground in terms of health is much better than compared to others. And that is why no one-size-fits-all kind of a solution is expected, and the Prime Minister may address the nation or at least announce what next as far as the lockdown is concerned closer to May 3rd. Now, if we look at the ground realities, one thing is being clearly very indicated by the government is that the restrictions are not going to disappear. There could well be an extension to the lockdown. Mark my words, there could well be another extension to the lockdown, but with much greater degree of easing of restrictions, one based on the zoning of the country, which areas are totally free for how long. Say if an area has been free of any case for say 30 days, those areas have a better chance of getting more easing of restrictions compared to those which are hotspots and need greater degree of containment. And that is where what we are being told, that this time around the states will have a greater play and role as far as imposing the micro level social distancing protocols or the lockdown and containment measures are concerned. In today's meeting, the Prime Minister will review the situation, will take input from states, will share the reports of surveillance. We are being told that at least 10 odd speakers, that is chief ministers, are expected to make a presentation to the Prime Minister. Now, this meeting is critical today also because for the first time since the lockdowns were announced, we have a parallel meeting of state finance ministers, opposition leaders and academicians being organized by a state like Kerala to talk about and force a discussion on the economic cost of the lockdown and how the states are in a financial distress. Given that kind of pressure and the COVID-19 spread situation, the Prime Minister will make a decision, and I think definitely a much more federal decision eventually closer to the end of the lockdown 2.0 deadline will emerge.
And it will be important to really, at this point, track what happens in that meeting because, Rahul, one of the options perhaps before the government is to ease the lockdown, but in some places which have been deemed hotspots or where we're seeing a number of coronavirus cases, those places will continue to see the kind of lockdown that we're seeing today. And that is where perhaps state governments also will play an important role.
Yes, Akshita, that's exactly the point. Say, for example, Noida, for example, this has become a problem zone for the state government of Uttar Pradesh, and that is where lies the catch. This is an industrial zone of Uttar Pradesh. One of the top corporates and industries are situated here, for example, Samsung, LG and others. In that scenario, how does the central government go ahead? It will have to depend on the state government, and the state government itself may not like to ease the restrictions. Many states, in fact, have already extended their lockdown way beyond May 3 deadline announced by the center, which means that the states are also assessing the situation on the ground and they
Okay.
may individually take their own decisions. I think what has been called a kind of a national risk assessment index is likely to be generated through all these feedback, and based on that, microzoning and micromanagement will be happening.
Okay, Rahul, for the moment, thank you for joining us. It's past 10, so we're going to assume that the meeting has begun, and we'll await the pictures of the Prime Minister's video conference with state chief ministers. We're being told several state chief ministers will also get a chance to speak, interact and put forth their opinion to the Prime Minister. But let's discuss at this point, what are the options that the government has? What exactly can the government do post May 3rd? We're going to discuss that and break down for you the number of options that we have really come forth and unearthed, speaking to our reporters on the ground and our sources. Now, here are the options before the government. Option one, the most obvious one, is to extend the lockdown beyond May 3rd, which will mean that there will be no relaxations whatsoever. How they stand now is how things will continue. Option two before the government is to lift the lockdown with greater relaxations for economic activity, or for that matter to lift the lockdown but impose Section 144 in all cities. This could also mean a lockdown only in hotspots across the country, and this seems like a likelihood at this point that this could be something that the government is leaning towards, that places which have reported a number of coronavirus cases remain under lockdown and other places are allowed to resume economic activity. The third option before the government is to allow the phased lifting of lockdown, and here's where states will also play a very important role, because state governments will be allowed and given the discretion to choose exactly which stage of lockdown will be in which part of the state. Let's take us across to our reporters on the ground. Nolan Pinto joining us live from Bengaluru. We also have Ashutosh Mishra, who is tracking all the updates coming in from Delhi. Ashutosh, to you first. We are going to assume that the meeting is on. It's past 10. It's a video conferencing where all state chief ministers are going to be there. And that's why the focus this morning is on what state governments are thinking, what their strategy is, and whether they're for an extension of the lockdown. What are you picking up on the Delhi government stand at this point?
So, well, as far as this video conferencing with Prime Minister and Chief Minister is concerned, the agenda of the meeting has already been decided, which is already, circulating, that what are the topics that Prime Minister is going to speak to the Chief Ministers of states and UTs. So, clearly that agenda, since already been decided, we'll have to see whether during this preparation stock meeting that is being taken by the Prime Minister, where all the Chief Ministers will give details of their further plan of action, what to be done post 3rd May, and what what is the situation at the moment in their respective states. Apart from that, whether is there going to be specific demand beyond that extension of lockdown, specifically as far as the testing kits are concerned, because there are also reports after the rapid testing kits has been failed. Now that's another biggest challenge, how to conduct a surveillance, particularly in the dense area where there is a larger population. So these are certain things where eyes are on how these things will be done. At the same time, several states may also demand of extra food stock, looking at if there is a possibility of further extension of lockdown. So these things yet to be seen. Whereas the Prime Minister will also discuss the particular issue, the post 3rd May, after this lockdown period is ending, will there be a lockdown 3.0? Because largely so far the states have been advocating that there has to be a extension of the lockdown. As far as the national capital is concerned, the state government clearly said that beyond that MHA guideline, they are not ready to give any relief, as there are already 93 hotspots in the city.
Yes.
And if there is a further relaxation, there could be influx of the foreign bodies, including domestic or the international passengers in India.
This is where we go back to the debate of lives versus livelihood. How long are you going to wait before resuming economic activity? But at the same time, amid this COVID crisis, can we afford to lift the lockdown? Let's take this across to Tanushree Pandey, who's joining us live from Mumbai. Tanushree, if it is at the end of this meeting decided that the state governments will have a larger say on what's going to happen in their states, there's no doubt that the Maharashtra government is going to choose to continue to keep the lockdown. Because if you lift the lockdown in the current circumstance as things stand in Mumbai, it is going to be dangerous, because even with the lockdown, there's such a widespread outbreak of coronavirus.
Absolutely, Akshata. In fact, if we talk about the situation in the state of Maharashtra, it remains to be a grave concern for the entire country, in fact, because right now the total number of cases in the state of Maharashtra stands at 8,068, out of which, Akshata, Mumbai alone is accounting for more than 5,000 cases. So city has emerged as the biggest worst affected COVID city in the entire country. So definitely, and the slum problem in Mumbai is also adding up to this entire pandemic, issue for all the Mumbaikars. Remember, so many slums and packed areas, one of the densely populated slums of Asia exist in Mumbai, where the cases of COVID-19 are continuously on a rise. So those areas are also remain to be of grave concern for the state of Maharashtra. So yes, right now, if we talk about the relaxation or the end of lockdown, we maybe in all likelihood, the state of Maharashtra is not going to see the lockdown getting ended on 3rd of May. In more all likelihood, at least Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray is at least going to ask for an extension in 3 hotspots in state of Maharashtra, which is Pune, Thane and Mumbai, because the cases here are on a continuous rise. Akshita, back to you.
And as we discuss the options, let me take this across to Nolan Pinto. If, Nolan, the government, the centre decides that it is in the hotspots, in places where there have been a number of cases, that the lockdown continues, and in other places, you'll have the curbs being relaxed, which are the districts or cities in Karnataka which will see the lockdown continue?
Well, in fact, Akshita, as of now, Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa's cabinet colleagues, 90% of them do not want an extension of the lockdown. However, considering that this is a BJP ruled state, they will follow all the guidelines given by the central government and also Prime Minister Modi. However, in Karnataka as of now, there are only 9 districts that have had no cases. But Bengaluru itself, the main area, the economic hub of Karnataka that 90% of the taxes are collected from, is a major place, is a hotspot. And within Bengaluru itself, there are about 21 to 22 out of 198 wards that are containment zones. So the thinking amongst the officials is this. While in the rural areas, thankfully, we do not have cases. They have opened everything up. They want to actually open it even more. However, in the urban areas, like Bengaluru, Kalburgi, Vijaypura, these are the places that have seen large number of cases. What the government wants to do is this. The areas or the wards that have cases, there will be containment zones. They will make sure that they are strictly observed, so people will not be able to go out. But apart from that, the other wards, the other areas, slowly standalone shops, they might open. They want people to come out, the juice shops to be open, the stationery shops to be open. The government wants to kickstart the economy. And Akshita, very importantly is this. Last Thursday, the Chief Minister had a very important meeting wherein he's instructed all the deputy commissioners and all the districts to make sure that transportation problems are solved so that the farmers' produce is not lost.
So it's clear that Karnataka is one of those few states where the government believes that there should be relaxations and the lockdown must not be extended. Gopi Krishnan Unithan is joining us live now from Thiruvananthapuram. Gopi, in Kerala last week, we were talking about an easing of curbs, of relaxation of curbs, something that the MHA didn't approve of. So the Kerala government went back on that order to some extent. Since then, we've also seen a slight increase in the number of cases when you compare to how things stood at one point in Kerala. So where does the government stand at this point? Do they believe that they're ready for the lockdown to be completely lifted?
Well, Akshita, the government seems to be taking a very cautious approach, but because as compared to Karnataka, the Kerala government has now decided that they will give prime focus to the health and the people of this state, because economy comes second is what the government is actually thinking at the moment, because they do not have much options at their disposal. Because if you're comparing the situation of Kerala with the last 2 weeks, we had a situation where the numbers were steadily coming down, the number of active patients were dipping, and we were also discussing about the phenomenon of bending curve as far as active cases were concerned.
Yes.
But over the last 7 days, we have seen a different trend, because we have started seeing that the numbers are again coming back to the double figures. We are having 10 patients a day, 12 patients a day, 13 patients a day. And also, though the recoveries are also happening at a very good pace on the other side, these new cases are causing a huge concern for the state government. That is why now they are expediting options of completely shutting down districts where they have received new cases. And also remember, at least half of the state is actually sharing direct borders with either Karnataka or Tamil Nadu. And considering the fact that there are more cases being reported in Tamil Nadu, many of them in the neighboring districts, state is not really keen on opening its borders and opening the whole of the state completely for a free travel. They just want to maintain more caution at the moment, is what we have been told. However, there are certain areas where there aren't much cases reported over the last 2 weeks or so. So in those areas, at least some of the shops will be allowed to open from today. We will certainly have to wait and watch on how this is going to happen over this day.
Okay, Gopi, thank you for joining us with all those details. Thanks to Nolan Pinto, Tanushree Pandey and Ashutosh also for getting us all the latest.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.